Today, it's time to get schooled. And speaking of today, did you know that on this day, June 13th, 1966, the U.S. Supreme Court delivered its decision and opinion in the case Miranda v. Arizona? Miranda was a consolidation of cases that changed forever police interrogations, practices that for decades violated simple constitutional rights. Ernesto Miranda was brought into custody and interrogated for hours by police and prosecutors until he signed a confession. Ernesto was never informed of his rights. No attorney was present. The Supreme Court was split 5-4. The majority made it clear the person in custody must, prior to interrogation, be clearly informed that he has the right to remain silent. He must be clearly informed that he has the right to a lawyer. Those justices in dissent saw no such protection in the self-incrimination provisions of the Fifth Amendment. The lines were drawn, those advocating for constitutional protections and those highlighting law and order. Seen as either or, common sense tells us it is both. On that, I cannot remain silent. What seems to be the powerful lesson of this little tale is that policing can change for the better, as long as we are willing to demand sensible reforms. Corrupt, unaccountable, and discriminatory police practices, once common, are now the exception to the rule. But that does not mean we can sit back and boast. Racial disparities and over-policing still vex us. Recently, experts pointed out these helpful reform ideas. 1. Unions should no longer protect bad cops. 2. Incentivize good policing. 3. Use better data to evaluate and appropriate resources. 4. Encourage more local involvement. A recent Department of Justice publication made similar suggestions. Honest dialogue is essential. So too is transparency. But whoever you trust on these issues, community involvement is paramount to success. The DOJ report ends with this hortatory statement. Law enforcement professionals are truly positioned to make a difference in our communities and world. So let's get to work. Punch the clock. I'm in. Psst, it's Prologue with MR.REVIEW. It's a podcast that is actively digging tons of earth to find an ounce of gold, striving for a more perfect union.